For the latest film interviews, reviews, and everything making news in pop culture, subscribe to Film Companion now.
Everybody wanted me to react on the Family Man issue also. Say something, say something, say something. There were like 65,000 tweets hammering me. I will speak when I want to speak, when I feel like saying something. No, I will not be bulldozed into saying something. In 11 years, I haven't taken a break. And I think maybe actors do need to just take some time off, and otherwise I'm scared that maybe I'm burnt out.
Sam, so lovely to have you back on Film Companion.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
First of all, congratulations on winning Best Actress in a Series at the Indian Film Festival of Melbourne. My advice to you would be clean out that shelf, because there's going to be many more coming your way.
Yeah, but I didn't expect this. The first award for a web series feels extremely special. It seemed like a risk. It seemed like, stepping into unknown territory, but I'm just so glad that it all worked out.
No, it worked out exceptionally well. The series was fantastic. You were so good in it. I want to ask you, how did playing Raji, how do you think it's impacted on your career? Because, you're already a massive star, but you feel like people look at you and say, damn, she can act.
I think that, first of all, it was probably difficult for Rajan DK to see past the cute girl image that I had, that has firmly been placed in the minds of a lot of filmmakers. So I'm extremely grateful to them for seeing past that. And once given the role, for me, I'm extremely, how do I say it? I'm greedy actor. I'm very greedy. I'm always looking, I've never looked outside. I actually look always, to better my own performance and to prove to myself more than anybody that I can do it. Because I always find that I am my harshest critic, and I'm so mean to myself, actually.
You don't even watch your work, do you?
Yeah, actually I did. I haven't even, The Family Man, I watched only, I watched it on my phone when it came as a rough edit. I haven't yet sat down and watched it after the release. No, I just watched it to check the edit and stuff like that. So I find it makes me very uncomfortable to watch my own performance.
So you've not had a moment since The Family Man came out to sort of pat yourself on the back and say, well done?
Yeah, this past week, I have been giving myself a break and saying, okay, if not now, when are you going to say that, okay, dude, you did okay? It's not going to happen again. So just relish these moments.
Yeah, you should. You did good.
Thank you.
Now, from that role to Shakuntalam, based on the epic by Kalidas, that is sort of a whiplash level of diversity, right? Which is fantastic. I think that's so exciting for you as an actor. But you said it's your dream role. What makes that your dream role?
Because, my favorite films growing up was Pocahontas, and, when you have... growing up I came from I had humble beginnings, and so you automatically dive into this world of fantasy and Disney and fairy tales and believe that fairy tales come true, right? So for me, growing up, I believe that fairy tales do come true, and I've watched every Disney film. I believe in princesses and princes and and magic castles and all of that. And so even now, I'm the first person to watch any Disney film that releases. I love animation. I believe that they capture emotions even better than human beings do in films. So in fact, many people have asked me, who's your mentor? Who do you learn? Where do you get your acting? Who do you follow? And you'd be surprised. I follow Disney. I follow like animated characters. I really do.
That's going to make Disney very happy.
I really do, because they're so like, I don't know, there's just something so beautiful about, them, that I actually do. I do mimic animated characters. So
And
that's it. So I had this unfulfilled dream that, I didn't get to play a princess, and I've always played these really, really real and real characters. I've never got to feel like a princess, and Shakuntala was that, and how.
But Sam, Shakuntala's a princess who goes through a lot of heartache, no?
Yeah, that's true. But she goes through that also looking so beautiful. I mean, like, her crying is the most beautiful I've ever looked on screen. So I'll take that.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Okay, and I have to ask you all these things I read on the net. Are you not a part of Naga Ashwins project with Prabhas and Deepika Padukone?
No, I wish I was. I should message him. I'm like, I should message really. I'm like, as soon as I finish this interview, I'm going to message him. What is this about me being part of your film? And when did I get? I'm sure, like, after a week, they would start saying that Samantha, out of the film, she was removed from it for bad behavior or something. So before that, I'm just going to message him. So what's your problem? Why am I not in this film?
What about the Pawan Kalyan movie? Are you doing that?
No, I haven't signed any film. I plan on taking a break for a few months, and then start listening to scripts. But as of now, I haven't signed anything new.
So, Sam, what are you hungry for as an actor? It's been 11 years now that you've been, a leading lady. You worked in massive movies. You worked opposite massive stars. You have frontlined films yourself. So you're way past that hump of, when you need a big hero to kind of get noticed. What sort of is the new ambition?
The new ambition is, I guess, for women to get their due in cinema, for more women to aspire to be a part of this industry. So by working with strong and talented women and women directors, female technicians, I think that would be my ambition now, to empower women, and to be capable of so much more if just given the chance, if just given the opportunity. Like so many South film directors, wow, what you did in Family Man. But I wasn't given that opportunity to do so. And like me, there are so many more talented actors, that who are not given a chance to show how truly capable they are. And I just really wish, and I believe that nobody will help us if we don't help ourselves. It's our duty to go search for the scripts, make people write for us, and that's the only way it's going to be done. Otherwise, it's just going to be the same thing over and over again.
So is that something, Sam, that you're actively planning to do, is, seek out projects, sort of use projects? What's the execution plan for this?
I definitely looking for talented female writers, directors, and I intend on working on projects, not from, when the stage at which the project is ready to go on floors, like when actors usually get involved, but much before, when I see even a line or even a storyline that's interesting, and just work with a team that can develop it and make it, worthy of being in the theaters and being a commercial success, and not just niche and small films, but films that will really, really do well at the box office as well.
Yeah, that's very exciting. In an interview you did last year, Sam, you talked about how it's taken you this long to knock out all the insecurities that you had as an actor and really become free in front of the camera. Tell me about these insecurities, and how do you do it through the process of acting? Is it when you try something and you know you can do it, then that box is ticked? Does it work like that?
All of us have insecurities that, like for me, it was about, I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel good enough for a long time because I was constantly comparing myself to others around me. I think the moment when I stopped comparing myself to others and started comparing myself to my previous work, that was when I saw the most improvement, and the biggest leap forward was when I started only looking at my own work. And I was also able to appreciate others and their talent much more freely and much more honestly, and like now I'm genuinely able to be happy, for not just my work but for everyone around me. I'm genuinely supportive, and I don't have, I think this is all, it is when you understand that you have these issues and you face them head on, and that's the only way you correct them. You can't. So this is how I corrected myself, and that has brought about a lot of change in the way I see myself and in the way I see others.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Tell me, you're married into one of the most powerful cinema families in the country. Does that last name ever bear on your choice as an actor? Do you ever worry that, can I play this role because what will father-in-law think of it, or what will extended family think of it? Do those questions ever sort of play out in your mind?
Honestly, I have the same question was like, I've never let the image, like the star image, come in between my selection of roles. Maybe my responsibility as a person to my fans, to my young fans, to people around me as Samantha, but never in the choice of films that I take up, because the actor in me won't permit that because I need to go after the next big challenge. And that is always what has driven me, and that is what will drive me.
I don't know if you remember this, but when we had talked earlier in the year for the Women in Film report, the results of the report were that actually the Hindi film industry is ahead of the South film industries in terms of employing women. Like the number of HODs who were women in the Hindi film industry is far more than in the South. So you were talking about how it's very male skewed, especially the South film industries, and especially the mainstream South film industries. Now, given that, I think it's even more admirable how you sort of continue to push the envelope. You're very gutsy in terms of what you want to say, in terms of what you want to do, and it is hard. It is hard having the last name that you do, because you're related to half of them, right? So there are that many more rules in place. But I thought it was amazing the way you wore what you wanted to wear. You got trolled for it, and you said clothes are not about a person's character. It's just about what your mood is that day. And I think that's an amazing idea to put out there in a society as conservative and as judgmental as ours, you know. How do you negotiate this balance, Sam? How do you like figure out ki I'll say this, but I won't say that? How do you do that?
I thank, so I came into this industry with no godfathers. I came absolutely. I have, my gut is what has been the only thing that I followed. I never had a mother or father who advised me, or a manager who advised me about what to say. I did not even have like PR, like even now, like, I've never allowed anybody else to, it has always been my gut. I've always relied on my gut, and I will continue to do so because my gut has brought me this far. And I also believe that I question myself a lot on everything, like on what I say, what I think, how I behave with people. So I believe that is very strong and strict. I am very strict with myself. So what you see is always a person trying to evolve and be better. So I think that honesty is what I try to communicate in, be it with my films or my profession, my Instagram, my social media, what I say, what I do. Nothing is pre-planned, pre-thought of, pre-decided. It's basically how I have evolved as a person and as an actor. And as a result, this is the way I speak, and this is what I do. So, yeah.
Do the people around you ever get worried?
Yes, I think they do, but and it's not like I don't have lows, or I have lows. Just like I have lows, I overcome them, and I learn something new from them. So I don't try to not have lows, or try not to get trolled, or try to say the right thing. It's not like, okay, I got my fingers like burned by this last event, and I got a bunch of trolls, and I was sad, and now I'm going to learn my lesson and not do it anymore. No, that does not happen. Later, I'll be saying something stupid right all over again.
Good for you.
Yeah, but then again, that's how I see myself grow. I don't want to constantly think think of what to say, how to behave. I can't do that.
Yeah, but Sam, because you're such a big star, everything you do is noticed and talked about. So I saw all the stories about how you dropped your last name from your Instagram and Twitter handle, and how it's only S now. So why did you do that?
I've never, see, the thing is, even with the Family Man, the trolls, or even now with this trolls, I don't react to them. And that's how I've always been. I don't react to this kind of noise, and I don't intend on doing so as well. So, yeah.
So you just like, I'm doing my thing, and that's the end of it. No explanations required.
I think like everybody wanted me to react on the Family Man issue also. Say something. There were like 65,000 tweets hammering me. I will speak when I want to speak, when I feel like saying something. No, I will not be bulldozed into saying something. No.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Keanu Reeves said somewhere that he's come to a point where he doesn't want any sort of confrontation with noise. So if somebody says 2 + 2 is 5, he says, good for you, have a great life.
Oh my God, yeah, that's me. Like, even now when, regarding, with, I am that person as well. I do not like conflict. I am very empathetic. If you have a problem, you're entitled to it. If you have an opinion, you're entitled to it. I am in no way going to try to change your mind about anything.
Yeah. Now, your husband Che is making his Hindi film debut with Laal Singh Chaddha, which looks like such an exciting project. Tell me, having done Family Man, did you give him any advice about how to navigate Bollywood?
Me and advice. Do I know how to navigate with Bollywood? That's a good one. No, I'm not giving anybody any advice but myself. But I think that, he had a blast and he's in complete awe of Amir, and how can anyone not be in awe of him? So I'm extremely happy for him and his experience.
But Sam, is that an ambition for you? Is Hindi cinema something you want to do?
See, honestly, I have been a little scared of, a new industry and very alien to me. And I said, I've just been knocking off insecurities and finding my footing in the South and finding a rhythm back home. So for me to now, step into a completely new surrounding and atmosphere was scary to me. But just seeing the kind of love, appreciation that I have received from the North for Family Man has really given me some courage to accept new challenges, whatever the language may be, because I'm still that hungry actor going after the next big challenge. So now I'm open to wherever the challenge comes from.
Well, I saw you talking in an interview about your first day on your first film, and you did not know Telugu, and you had to sort of rattle off reams of dialogue, and you did that. So you're really up for it.
I hope so.
Is it? Tell me, are there specific stories, Sam, that you would like to kind of pursue now? Are you interested in, I don't know, in kind of, some people say they really want to be a superhero. So, or do you have any ideas? Of course, the princess is one that's been fulfilled, but what else is there?
Oh, you're giving me an idea to go after a superhero. Why not?
Why not? I think you'd be an amazing superhero.
Yeah, why not? I think so, maybe. But, I did not know I'll enjoy doing action so much. Like I did in the Family Man. I had no idea that I'd like it so much.
And you did all the stunts yourself?
Yes, including jumping off a roof, even though I'm scared of heights. But it was extremely invigorating, actually, to beat up the bad guys and not be the one who needs to be saved. Finally. Yeah, that feeling was so good. So I think maybe some more action. That would be fun.
That would be fun. Can I tell you, one of my favorite moments in the series was when you killed the guy who was groping you. I was like, well done. It's like one for women everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, that's exactly what he deserved. Tell me, Jay has, like, let's say he has a big release coming up in September, right? Love story. When there are two actors in a marriage, do you take on each other's anxieties? Like, do you worry for him? Does he worry for you? How does it work?
I think Che is very calm and composed. And even probably if he's anxious, he doesn't show it too much. So yeah, I tend to worry for him. Maybe. I worry about my films and his films put together. So there's just a little extra. Just throw in some more anxiety in between. A dash of more of it.
A little bit more, just for you.
Yeah.
And tell me, Sam, finally, I've seen you topping all these most desirable women lists, right? In 2019, I think it was Hyderabad Times. In 2020, I think Chennai Times. You're always the most desirable woman of the year, right? I think it's very heartening that the ideas of what makes a woman desirable are changing. I had this conversation with Karina last year when she was pregnant with her second baby. And I was like, I think it's fab that, you are a 40-year-old woman who's going to have a second child, who is a sex symbol. It's just fantastic. And you talked about this because you said that you thought after your marriage you wouldn't have a career. And here you are, not only having a flourishing career, you are the most desirable person. Speak to me about that. What do you see? What do you see, Sam, changing on the ground and changing quickly for women?
Well, I think that, not just in India, it's globally, women are taking back control. I think that the world has no choice but to just sit up and take notice, because we're not going anywhere. We're really not going anywhere. Nobody is going to be telling us that we are done unless we decide that we're done. Yeah. So I think that that's what is that strength is now probably noticed as desirable. It's a few years back, I did not think of myself as desirable, as good looking even, because of a whole lot of things. But today, I believe I'm desirable not by the way I look, but the person I have become. And maybe people notice that.
I agree. I think strength is extremely sexy.
Yeah, it is.
It is. It absolutely is. Sam, do you see when you go out and shoot, just on a day-to-day basis, do you notice that things are changing for women? Like on a film set, do you see things being done differently?
Yes, absolutely. I believe that there is a lot more, like our opinions are asked for. It's not just, call the heroine. It's part of, I feel more like I'm part of a team now, not just an object in a film, but truly part of a team. Yeah. So I see that has changed a lot.
That's fantastic. And here's to hopefully much more change. Tell me where the time off, is it going to be with family? Are you taking off to go anywhere? What's the plan?
Oh, I know, I haven't yet decided that. I just know that I need to take, in 11 years, I haven't taken a break. And I think maybe actors do need to just take some time off, and otherwise I'm scared that maybe I'm burnt out.
So will it be a long break?
No, it won't be so long. I'll be back. That annoying little mosquito. Yeah.
Well, you have an extremely restful break, and I hope it'll be just enough for what you need to sort of, for R&R, and yes, you come back with all guns blazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Sam, and lots of congratulations again on winning your first award.
Thank you so much. Means a lot. Hi guys, if you like this interview, subscribe to Film Companion.